What's up guys, it's Drac and you knew that this video was coming. So this is a versus video between two ultra premium, ultra highly anticipated blasters from two competitive companies in the toy space that were marketed very similarly, with this one being marketed first and this one copying virtually all of the marketing, at least on Instagram and Facebook, that I saw. Now this one is from a multi-billion-dollar company, this one's from a multi-million-dollar company, very different arenas to be fighting in, but they were both billed as ultra premium products. They are both truly trying to showcase the most things that these brands can do in terms of performance, in terms of accuracy, distance, power, ergo, etc., and so forth. And since they both shouted from the rooftops that they were really, really cool, it's time to put them head to head and see which one comes out on top. Now, if you're not here for the rant and you don't want the explanation and you don't want the debrief, I'll save you some time. This guy exceeded on all of its promises, and then some, claiming ranges, or claiming performance of 150 FPS. This guy delivered at about 170, and then this one claiming ranges of about 120 feet because they're too scared to offer an FPS claim. Instead, performed well under that margin, barely achieving half of that with angled shots, and FPS readings, because those are at least consistent and measurable, right at around elite performance levels. So, let's fire them both. Let's take a look at them ergonomically and see what the main difference is. So in the hand, this is pretty cramped furniture. It's not as bad as I wanted it to be, or I thought it would be originally, but it is still very cramped for your trigger. I can't get my main digit past there. The rev space is significantly better than I thought it was. Now, unfortunately, this thumb area is a little bit choked. In terms of the stock is about the same from the grip back on each blaster. However, this one extends fully back, and this one does not. It stays very cramped. It does not improve. It is, however, an ammo storage stock. It's good for holding both full darts and the pieces of your broken darts that you will inevitably wind up with over a full day of battle. Now, admittedly, I snapped these ones in half myself to kind of prove a point, but I've lost a tremendous amount of the ammo already. Perhaps I should not have destroyed these 50-cent darts, but we'll get to that in a moment. So we're gonna fire these from an equivalent distance. Let's go ahead and let this one rev up all the way. And those are flat shots that are getting caught in my fence. That's a little under 30-foot shots, probably 27, 28-foot shots. Now, this is the full length, which I feel is less exciting, but this has a trick up its sleeve. Let's fire it the same way. And those are 100-foot shots. They're breaking the woods line down there consistently. That one didn't. That one was about an 85-foot shot. 90. The first one was over 100, and that one was easily a 110. So, I mean, that is real performance that you can measure. Like, in a battle, it's unequivocal that this blaster performs better than this blaster. Now, I do want to talk about price because that's very relevant in this space. So this is a very basic offering. The only thing premium about it is that they electroplated half of it over here. They gave it a gold foil treatment to kind of give you that feeling of richness. However, this is a lot like Rolex polishing half of its bracelet because on the other side you get all the standard warning labels, and they weren't even cool enough to, that's interesting, to go ahead and add gold foiling to both sides. It just kills me. This one wasn't even, I think the box was closed too, so there was no reason to do this kind of for packaging deco on one side. Give me the full deco. I want a Nerf logo on both sides, please, and I would like the same gold treatment, the gold standard, if you will, on the entirety of the blaster. Now, ergonomics aside, this one definitely looks and feels kind of AR-15-esque, but that lets you pull this stock all the way back. It gives you a good foregrip up here. You've got a full tack rail up here. Like, this is time-tested design, very comfortable, very nice. And then in addition, well, I think that this stock has some flaws. Notably, it does not stay all the way back on the production models under serious force. You can put mild force under there. The rubberized nature of this and this are both quite nice. The angled foregrip on here is excellent. And the sights that it comes with are not that bad. Like, overall, a very, very solid product. Now, this one did retail exclusively online for $180, whereas this one costs $50. Now, by the time you've added your 4C batteries to it through here, you are winding up spending closer to $60 on this. And then the interesting thing is that as far as initial price points goes, you get about 3 times as much performance out of the Dart Zone Pro for about 3 times as much of the price. But you would think that the company with more budget and more money would have spent more time on design and less on marketing, which is seemingly what Dart Zone did. It seemed like their marketing budget was significantly lower. All of their footage in their marketing materials was like real. It looked like it was shot in a warehouse on a budget, as opposed to this, which was all Hasbro's in-house studio digital animators, renderings, etc. Not to even mention some of the events that were put on for this. There was no launch event for the Dart Zone Pro, but I did do a little Twitch live stream as a thank you to them for letting me be involved. So I will go ahead and say that my prejudices there are self-evident. However, this blaster was designed for hobbyists and people who wanted serious performance. This blaster was designed to take money from consumers that don't know how YouTube works, just in time for the holidays. If you are looking for what I consider to be an actual premium product from Hasbro, almost in terms of a similar design here, you have the Nerf Perseus, which even without the add-ons is a high-performance blaster, drastically exceeding this thing's stock performances and with a much higher capacity. And ironically, despite the fact that we've been lamenting how expensive rival rounds are for years now, at a quarter a round, rival rounds are expensive, and there are knockoff options that are quite good for a little bit less. This is 50 cents a round. There are not currently knockoff versions, and the ammo in its stock form is actually quite terrible. Now, the big trick that the Dart Zone Pro has over something like this, or even something like this, is that it accepts multiple types of ammo. Now, I covered this at length in my review. I do have some addendums since that I kind of want to touch on, but it's shooting half-length darts that were optimized for its platform. They are quite nice. I'm just such a huge fan of that form factor. I like that this will take any sort of Nerf style magazine geometry and is adaptable into any half-length geometry. One thing that bums me out is that the full-size magazines, this being Dart Zone's first foray into this, are not cross-compatible. So if you buy these magazines thinking that you can use them in everything, while Nerf goes into Dart Zone Pro does not go into Nerf, which is a real shame because despite the fact that these darts are cheaper, I think coming in at about 15 cents, dart, maybe less if you buy both at the same time. I think currently they're only available in a pack of full lengths and half lengths, which is a little disappointing. It's not all sunshine and rainbows for the DZP. These are a very affordable dart option, both in full length and half length, that are dramatically superior to anything that Hasbro has ever offered, not just currently offering. These are better than AccuStrike darts and Elite darts both. However, they are, I think they're cheaper, actually. Now that I'm thinking about what a pack of Elite darts costs, they're just a really good deal. They are online only. You can't run over to Target and pick them up, at least anytime soon. I hope we get to a point in the hobby, in the space, where eventually half-lengths are at retailers, because that would be great for large events like End Wars, End War, and a number of other ones like Ragnarok out in California. And then the big one over in the UK being Foam Fest. I like half-lengths a lot. I've always liked half-lengths. It's kind of the meat and potatoes of NIC combat, is half-length dart geometries. And so to have a company embracing that is truly special. That's innovation moving forward with reverse compatibility, whereas this is innovation moving nowhere with specific measures being taken to prevent other dart types from firing in here. You can see that it will not chamber with an empty round, but also it will not fire. Maybe it'll fire 50 cal. Oh boy! Dart Zone Pro breaks the Nerf Ultra DRM. How cool is that? So clearly we owe this thing a modification guide. If they're going to claim 120-foot ranges, I think that it's time we make an honest company of Hasbro after all these years. It's the least we can do, after all, for all the kindnesses that they've given us. But I just wanted to make this video and talk about, in terms of premium products, go with the company that under-promises and over-delivers versus the opposite. I think that speaks for itself. And if you absolutely have to buy genuine Nerf blasters that use only genuine Nerf ammo for whatever reason you might have, I think that you should go with the Percy's. It's a little bit more money, but this blaster is not worth the $50 you would spend on it, whereas I believe that the Percy's at $100 with its rechargeable battery, no additional nonsense required, and then the Dart Zone Pro with its litany of darts, its cross-compatibility, its adaptability for different war type scenarios and ammo, it's just a home run. So I think that these are easily the two best blasters of the year. It's hard to choose, depends on what kind of events you go to and how bad you want to win, which one you would prefer, which one you think is better, but we'll get to that in our best blasters of 2019 video. In the meantime, I just wanted to make this video, put them up head to head, fire them at the same time in the same way downrange, and just kind of talk about how exceptional it is that a company is making stuff for us in a world where the market leader is lying to all of its consumers. That one still hurts a little bit. Sell more Percy's, Hasbro. Less lies, more amazing blasters. What do you think, Jinx? Is the weather great? Do you want to say anything to YouTube? She says, I want my Christmas tree back, man. Can we go inside now, Dad? All right, much love. Nerf on, Drac and Jinx out.